Good morning. Bonjour. Guten Morgen. Bien matin. Good morning. All right. We have a pretty nice day here. It's a little bit cloudy. It's been a day now. Yesterday it was quite rainy, and so just getting back to it now. Got the extension cord out, and it kind of dried out a bit, and we'll see if it holds off. What I'm going to go ahead and get started on first is this is one of the moldings, a bit more than 6 inches actually. I believe they're about 8 inches. Had a little bit of a hiccup in that didn't have a miter box. So okay, these are the moldings that need to go back here behind this before I can push this whole unit back up against the wall here. But I didn't have a miter box to make these 45-degree angle cuts here for these back molding pieces. So I didn't really have the money to purchase one, so I was compelled to make one. And that's what I'm going to be getting started on. Well, I've already gotten started on it, but I just kind of want to show you what I'm doing to make a miter box. I'm making one actually specifically for these moldings here. So I have here a piece of a nice 2x4 with a couple of boards, straight boards here, chipboard, and the idea is this will go right in here like so, and I need to cut 45-degree angles here. Let's see, 45-degree angles right here and here in these pieces of wood that I have attached to this 2x4 here, so that this can be, the molding can be clamped inside of here, and then with this already cut out, it will guide my saw blade perfectly right along there. So I've just been laying out the angles for my miter box, which took a little bit of time. It requires fairly precise, some fair precision if you want to do it right. Basically, I'm not a mathematical genius, but I know that half of 90, which if you have, for instance right here I had a center line, and if this is 90 degrees, if you have a 90-degree angle, then let's see, make this a little bit easier. I know that this is sort of rudimentary and obvious to most people, but I kind of had to think about it to figure out how to make a miter box, two 45-degree angles. So for instance, if you have this is what I used as a reference, as my 90-degree angle reference. So since this angle right here is 90 degrees, if I measure out exactly, say, 3 inches here and 3 inches here, then the point from here to here, since these are both equal, then the exact middle point of that, at whatever the midpoint of that is going to be exactly 45 degrees. That's going to be 45. This is 90. So whatever midpoint here is, so I marked lines here on this thing. I cut them, and then I made lines, a line here and here, and then I put the point of this right about so, having measured a point here on that was equal to the edge of this, and then made marks. So then what happens is I've created a 45-degree angle here, and then I had to carry that out here, and then I had to measure across from here to here and here to here to make this line here, so that while I'm cutting, I ensure that my blade stays nice and straight on this side, and I had to mark out here on this side a line from the top down here, and do the same thing for the other side for the other 45-degree angle on the other side. So I've laid that all out now, and I've just started cutting here one of them, and the way I started doing that was, let's see, very quickly, to make things nice and precise, I used this utility knife to start a line right here, and then I graduated to a hacksaw, actually, and very finely I put it right in the line I had made with the utility knife, and I drew back first very carefully a few times to start the line. And once I get this a good bit deeper, being careful to follow my guideline on this side here that I've drawn down here, and looking from time to time to see that my blade is coming through perfectly on this guideline here so that everything stays nice and straight. After I cut down a little ways with this, I will, the hacksaw, to make sure that I'm being accurate, I will graduate to this here, which is a dove. It's got fine enough teeth on it to be a dovetail saw, but they're a little bit larger than the hacksaw, so that'll allow me to get this done a little bit quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that down so that I have that to make these miter cuts on these moldings. And this will be wedged, clamped and wedged in here. This part right here, the molding itself, I'll push wedges in there to make sure that everything stays nice and good in there. And then clamp everything up and make the cuts. Alright, so that's what I'm getting to, and we'll take it from there. Until then.